Hello everyone, welcome to this session on mentoring junior business analyst. Well, mentoring is something that is not only specific to business analysis profession, it happens in almost every profession, whether it's development management or quality assurance or any XYZ profession that exists in any industry. Mentorship is core to some of the activities that happens in that particular profession. Well, when it comes to mentoring business analysis, there are a couple of steps that we need to follow. And this session is specifically dedicated to understand the nitty-gritty of mentoring a junior business analyst. Well, before I begin, let me clarify on one thing that this junior business analyst that we are about to discuss can be fresher, can be experienced. It doesn't matter at all whether he is fresher or she is experienced. What matters over here is how do you mentor that person. Well, we would first start by understanding their aspiration. This would help us to lay down a plan for them which is aligned to their aspiration. Now, when it comes to business analysis, some people may be more interested in the domain side. Some people may be more interested in the technical side, while some people may be more interested in both the sides. So we need to understand their aspiration. What is that they are intending to achieve out of their career when it comes to business analysis? This would help us lay down a plan which is beneficial for your project and for their career as well. Step number 2, always start with project overview. Now, when it comes to mentoring someone, you cannot simply ask them to do everything on their own. You have to give a initial understanding, and that initial understanding can be achieved with the help of a simple project overview wherein you would explain the business needs, objectives, goals of the project. Step number 3, ask them to read project artifacts. Now, since this person is joining your team while you have been working for some time in this team, it's very obvious that at this point in time, you might be having a considerable amount of project artifacts. Now, this artifact can range from business requirement documents, functional specification documents, user stories, some reference document, some business manuals, some use cases, UML diagrams, and the list is endless. So, as step number 3, ask them to read the project artifacts. Now, here is the catch. If the person is fresher, you might have to make them understand what are the significance of these artifacts. Number 4, include them in meetings. Now you have given them a project overview, you have understood their aspiration, you have asked them to refer the project artifacts. Now it's time to help them start with the communication part, and including them in meeting is a very good start. Include them in meeting so that they get a vibe of how the meetings are conducted, what sort of questions are being asked, what sort of feedbacks are being collected, how the business interaction happens. Let them take a feel of it. Step number 5, ask them to observe the overall process. Now that they have been given the necessary project artifacts, they have been included in the meetings. Now ask them to observe the processes that are there. Now this processes could be the requirement gathering process, requirement elicitation process, requirement management process, requirement delivery process. Ask them to understand and observe what it is. Essentially, help them to understand it at a very high level. See, understanding a process is very integral to a particular project, because every project has certain set of processes that needs to be followed. You cannot work in a project if you don't know the necessary process. Now this step would help them understand the overall process. If the person has some confusion or some queries, you are always there to help them. Step number 6, ask them to shadow you. Now that all the necessary steps have been taken, now you can ask them to shadow you, to explicitly observe your scope of work, how you are interacting with business, how you are transitioning business feedback into concrete requirements. Ask them to shadow you, or how you are using the system, what sort of improvement you are proposing to the business. Help them understand your thought process. That is what is the intention behind asking them to shadow you. Step number 7, provide them with necessary toolkit. Now toolkit is something which is different for different projects, and they vary across different organization. For example, if you ask a particular person to create a functional specification document, so you need to provide him the necessary toolkit, wherein if he has to create a process flow, then you have to provide him the necessary software with which that person can create a process flow. It could be Microsoft Visio, it could be Glyphy. If you are considering the cloud environment, it could be draw.io. It's your responsibility to provide that person with the necessary toolkit. And on the template side, you have to provide him the functional specification document template. And if that person needs to create some screen mockup, then you have to provide him tools like Balsamiq or Xure, the necessary access and credential. Now if he wants to perform some sort of activity or some sort of documentation, then he need to have the necessary toolkit with him, without which you cannot it would be a hindrance for him to perform the instructed activities. Step number 8, ask them to assist you. Now that he has a fair visibility around the process, around the documentation, he has some experience attending the meetings, he has some experience observing you, now it's right time that he can assist you. So if you are having some sort of activities, small activities, start start assigning him those small activities, so that he gets a some sort of hands-on, so that he can understand it in a much better context. Step number 9, provide feedback on their progress. Now when they are assisting you, it's very obvious they would commit some mistakes during their execution of task that have been assigned by you. So give them some concrete feedback, or some considerable feedback, so that they can improvise their activities thereon. It could be in terms of communication, it could be in terms of the way documentation is being written by them, it could be in terms of a thinking as well, what should be the thought process, so that we can go with the right set of questions to the business, or how do we understand the context or a particular scenario in a business context. Provide such sort of progress, of the feedback, which would help them progress further in the transition step. Step number 10, ask them to drive the project. Now that they have improvised over your feedback, it's time for them to drive the project. Now that you have taken all these necessary steps, it is very obvious that they should be ready to handle all the roles and responsibility that you have been doing on their own. Still, you have to invigilate them so that they do not feel like they are left over, and provide them with necessary feedback on a timely basis. Now, this is the ideal step wherein you can exit and that person can enter into that position. And if you had to work with him or her as a team, it is the right step wherein he should be able to handle his own set of responsibility. Now, all these 10 steps that I have explained is not a one day process. It usually takes a time frame of around 1 to 2 months. So you have to plan in such a way that within this 1 to 2 months, he has enough knowledge to work on the project, either with you as a team, or if the plan is like that he is your replacement, he can work independently in your absence. Now, usually what happens in project is people do not follow all these steps, and that is where the new business analyst who are part of the team struggle a lot to find the relevant information. If you follow this plan, it should be more than enough to help a new business analyst, irrespective of whether he is having some sort of experience or not, to settle down well in a new team. So, to conclude, a mentor is someone who says, let's go do it, not you go do it, by Jim Rohn. There are some free business analysis course which are live now on this channel. If you want, you can follow a playlist. If you like this video, consider subscribing to this channel. Thanks for your time invested in watching this video. Happy learning.